Questions for reflection. Our first reading comes with a stark warning for those who do no spiritual work because they assume their salvation is secure. The prophet warns they'll be the first in captivity. Some people erroneously believe that once they're baptized or confirmed, they're finished with their work of being Christian. How many times have we witnessed someone declare they are saved as they skip Mass or shy away from the perceived inconvenience of their spiritual duties? Our spiritual work on earth is never done. There's always a need for the gospel to be lived and shared both in word and in deed. That means we must continually respond to the grace given to us. Conversion is an ongoing process. That's why it's essential that we develop a way of living, which includes consistent prayer, scripture reading and study, participation in Holy Mass, availing ourselves of the sacraments. We must also live a unity of life, living in a way which is in accord with our profession of faith. Just as evil takes no days off, neither can we take time off from the labor of being a Christian. Our responsorial psalm reminds us that God gives justice to the oppressed and frustrates the wicked. God protects the upright and vulnerable. Let us be upright in all our dealing, so in our time of vulnerability, God will also sustain and protect us. In our gospel, we encounter a rich man who embraces a disordered relationship with the goods of this earth. Instead of receiving those goods as a gift and offering them back to the Lord by using them to serve others, his disordered appetites entrap and blind him. His sin is that he failed to see the need of his brother. Notice the Lord said nothing about the rich man's possessions. It was his wrongful use of them which he addressed. The rich man failed to recognize the need of others. He did not see Lazarus at the doorstep. St. Augustine proclaimed in a homily on this gospel passage, and I quote, "Lazarus was received into heaven because of his humility and not because of his poverty. Wealth itself was not what kept the rich man from eternal bliss. His punishment was for selfishness and disloyalty," end quote. Having goods is not sin. It's whether they have us, which this parable is concerned with. In this parable, goods have the man. Do the goods of this earth have us? Do we recognize Lazarus at our own doors? We live in an age of bumper stickers. I was driving to DC once and saw this one, quote, "Whoever dies with the most toys wins." And then another one, quote, "I'm spending my retirement, spending my children's inheritance," end quote. Christians are called to a different approach to the goods of the earth. We're all invited to embrace simplicity of life. Simplicity is not about the quantity of the goods of the earth we possess. It's about our relationship to them. Jesus said, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." How often have we heard the saying, "Money is the root of all evil"? That is not what the Apostle Paul taught. Money is not evil, nor is it proof of God's blessing and favor, a view that insults Christians who struggle daily to survive. Both errors are rooted in a mistaken foundation. They're self-centered rather than God and other-centered.